Hello, and welcome to Gundam Customs Review of Boku no Hero Academia, Episode 12. Now, the episode is, the 12th episode, which is the last one before the final episode. So, next week is going to be my final review of Boku no Hero Academia, the anime, for the season. It may come back later, depending on how the studios feel about it, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it becomes more popular and boom, more episodes. I really hope that happens. But, now, to go on, the episode begins with, Mineta and Asui and Midoriya about to be killed by Nomu and Tomura, where All Might comes in and isn't actually smiling like he normally smiles. Like, you see All Might and you're like, but this time he's more like, with an evil kind of, an angry kind of grin thing. But with this, he kind of just comes in and kind of stuns everyone. You see a couple of the father characters kind of look at him and be like, "Oh, I've never seen All Might in person before." Like, literally gawing at him until, like, the Frankenstein Ichigo guy, who looks exactly like the Frankenstein Ichigo, except for maybe the hair color, maybe even a little bit of the hair shape. But he looks like the Ichigo Frankenstein from the Halloween episode. He tells them that they should take him down, and in which case they all get dropped like that. Because All Might is so fast and so powerful, they all get just knocked down, and he gets Aizawa Sensei. Now with this, he also gets Midoriya, Asui, and Mineta from Tomura, as well as hitting Tomura, knocking off the hand on his face. Now, the hand on his face, Tomura from what I'm getting from this, is referred to as his dad. Now, I don't know what exactly that would mean. Like, if those hands are hands of actual people, that would make his costume kind of creepier than it already was. But, with this, he gets the hand back and puts it back on his face, and he's like, All Might wasn't hitting me as hard as I thought. He must be getting weaker. And with that, practically, I don't know how exactly he came up with that, because, like, he could have just been like, I'm not dealing with this, boom, and then, like, just hit him in the face practically. It's not like All Might's the guy who would be like, die! And, like, blood splatters everywhere. But, But with this, All Might tells the kids to take Aizawa Sensei and leave. Now with this, All Might goes to use the Carolina Smash! But with that, he actually hits Nomu, and he does no damage really whatsoever to Nomu. Now with this, Tomura mentions that Nomu has the ability to absorb the impact from, like, All Might's attacks, so he's not going to be easily defeated, and he was made to defeat All Might at 100%. Now with this, Nomu and All Might start fighting just fist to fist, matching each other's blows, and Midoriya, Mineta, and Asui are leaving with Aizawa Sensei. Now with this, All Might actually does a suplex with Nomu, and with this, before he even gets Nomu to touch the ground, Kurogiri, the guy who's the warp gate, makes a warp gate which has half of the body of Nomu in the suplex, while the other half grabbing All Might's ribs. But the reason why this is actually effective is because of the fact that in, like, episode 2 we find out that All Might has, like, that mark underneath his shirt that is practically, like, from a battle that is not known to the public. Now with this, he starts to bleed as Nomu is grasping his sides more and more. Midoriya more or less is like, I need to go help All Might, Asui take Aizawa Sensei and go. And with this, he goes to try to save All Might. Now with this, the League of Villainy, or Villains, or you know what I mean, tries to stop Midoriya, in which Bakugo comes in and helps. Yep, Bakugo, Kirishima, Todoroki come out of nowhere. Well, obviously they came out of their areas they just beat up, but they came out and practically Bakugo took Kurogiri and grabbed him by the neck and has him held down because Kurogiri has a physical form, but his fog is protecting it. Now the metal thing on his neck is keeping him from... if I'm not 100% sure on this, but it's more or less like the only part of him that's connected to his physical form. So if Bakugo destroys it, it'll hurt his physical form and maybe even kill him. So Bakugo's got Kurogiri by the neck. Now, Todoroki more or less freezes Nomu's right arm and right leg. Now with this, Kirishima doesn't really do as much. He does a couple of hits on Nomu, but or I think it was Tomura or maybe Nomu, where he just tried to do any of that. But with this, All Might is free. He gets out. He tells the kids kind of sort of to leave. With this, Nomu gets out of the warp gate part, breaks his right and left arm that had been frozen by Todoroki, and we find out his other ability is known as Super Regeneration. Now with this, it just shows the muscles coming right out of his broken arm, and then it kind of just shows the skin going over the parts that were ripped off, or frozen. You know what I mean. Now with this, All Might tells the kids to get away, and Tomura tells Nomu to practically attack Bakugo, who's holding Kurogiri down, because they need Kurogiri. Now, with this, Nomu goes to attack, and All Might pushes Bakugo away, takes the brunt of the attack, and is more or less bleeding. If I'm not mistaken, he's bleeding. But with this, Midoriya, before he realized what happened, asked Bakugo how he got out of there so quickly. Bakugo kind of tells him he's an idiot and that it was All Might, not him. He's not that quick. Now with this, the kids kind of try to help and don't really get to do much. And All Might's like, okay, if this guy was meant to fight me at 100% and his ability is absorbing the impact, that means there has to be a limit to how much he can absorb. So he practically said he's going to go above his limits. Now with this, he goes into this mass battle with Nomu, where they're more or less going Gomu Gatling from One Piece, where it's more like Dah! But with this, they were going head to head, all this, and it seems like Nomu is actually losing. And with this, All Might uses an attack, which he doesn't really give it a smash name, so I don't know if it's actually a smash or an average hit, or because he says it's plus ultra, but I think that could also be the motto of the school, UA. So it's more or less, it gave us this kind of flashy light show where it was a rainbow light show when he was plus ultra, and practically knocked Nomu into the air and out of the dome. By this time, Asui and Mineta were helped by the other kids at the top with number 13 to get Aizawa Sensei over there, and they were who just sent Nomu into the air? And Mineta is more or less oh, it was All Might, yay, All Might, and everyone kind of sort of was cheering a little bit, even though all this despair kind of stuff has happened. But with this, it practically goes to end the episode. Now, next week's episode is going to be the last one. Now, I'm kind of sad to see the anime end. I've been reading the manga, so those of you who are interested after finishing the anime want to get into the manga, I also do review on the more recent chapters. I've started YouTube just recently. I'm sorry, but with this, I hope you guys liked the video. I believe next episode is going to be more or less of a cleanup chapter, more or less like making or either like sending Tomura to jail, or getting him to leave. Sam Kurogiri, several of these fodder characters it seems survived and are fighting still, so it may just be a little bit of an action-packed / wrap-up episode next week. So with this, I would like to know your guys' comments, concerns, anything you really want to know about what I think about this, or what you guys think about this. I would like to hear that, so please put it in the comment section below. Like the video if you did, dislike if you didn't, and I hope you guys enjoy your day. See ya.